Are you daring to dream, my friends? Lotus Dawn here with Blossom with the Stars, True to the Stars, Sidereal Astrology. I'm out here in a bed of lupins. It's a very misty, muggy, foggy day, very dreamy day, which is very appropriate because today I decided to share with you that we currently still have 9 things in the astrological sign of Pisces. So the sun, which represents illumination, it represents the focus of light at this time. Mercury, the planet of communication, it's our thought world, how we think, how we create ideas, how we express ourselves with words that we share across the world, across our group of friends, across our family. Neptune, the planet of dreams himself, the ruling planet of Pisces. Venus, the billionaire planet, which is all about wealth and abundance. And Chiron, the wounded healer. Plus Psyche, the asteroid that represents our psychic ability. Saturn, the planet that represents the government, it represents structure, it represents business. So Sun, Mercury, Venus, Neptune, Saturn, Chiron, and the wounded healer, Chiron the wounded healer, and the destiny point, which represents the focus for humanity, what we are focused on as a collective creating. What is Pisces? Pisces is the dream. Pisces is the last sign of the 12 sign zodiacal wheel, and it represents the journey of completion. It represents going within. I often think of it as the cosmic womb, the space and the place where our ideas, visions, and creations are seeded. The intention for them is created. And then they do not come forth into the material realm until they enter the astrological sign of Aries, which is new beginnings, which will be happening. Sun will be going into Aries on April 22nd. That is going to be a huge shift, as we're going to have the sun moving from water, intuition, emotion, the dreamscape, the realm of imagination, Pisces, into Aries, which is the sign of the warrior. It is the sign of initiation. It is the sign of action, 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 pushing your foot down, pedal to the metal to move forwards. And so if you're feeling dreamlike, if you're feeling sort of afloat or a sea flowing through life, not super clear, not bad, but just more internal, more sort of wanting to retreat or rest or read or watch movies, that is the influence of 9 things in the astrological sign of Pisces, which is a lot of water, and it's a lot of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience. Pisces is the sign of our psychic abilities. And so having 9 different things in Pisces right now means that we are collectively, as well as individually, very in tune with the field, with the realm of beyond the physical. So you might be having very powerful dreams, you might be getting cognitions and awarenesses on very deep levels about what's happening psychically in the world. So our sense impressions of the psychic energy of our planet might be very heightened right now. And so as an energy healer and psychic, empath, intuitive, all those things myself, I want to really recommend that you take this time with 9 things of Pisces with such a high level of intuitive faculty, turned way, way up, to take the time to go within. And it's really interesting because it's very foggy and cold where I am in California today, which is a bit unusual for April. And Pisces is lined up right next to another sign called Cetus. Cetus can mean stormy energy, and to have 9 planets right next to Cetus, which is also known as the sea serpent, the sea monster, or the sea whale, means that there's this watery kind of intense vibration of depth and intensity right now. Cetus, the story of Cetus, talks about, it's a tale of facing our greatest fear. And so beyond Piscean energy being about going within and meditation and intuition and our psychic ability, when we realize that Pisces is right lined up to Cetus and Pegasus, actually right between the sign of Cetus and Pegasus, one being the sea monster and one being the cosmic horse with wings, Pegasus, who rescues all of the heroes and heroines in all the Greek mythology, it gives us a better idea and sense of what we're facing at this time, individually and collectively. And so if you would like to just sit back, relax, I'm going to share a story with you. I've shared it before, but there's certain moments when stories need to be repeated because the energy is repeating. And so I want to give you a little bit of comfort. Maybe sit down, pour yourself a cup of tea, and let's dive into this story of Cetus the sea monster and the story of redemption. Redemption through diving deep. So if you're going through a challenging time right now, if you're feeling a lot of depth or intensity, you may be feeling this activation of all of these planets in Pisces lining up with Cetus, the sea monster, and Pegasus on the other side. And so what is the story of Cetus? Cetus was an ancient sea monster that King Neptune, the god of the sea, right? King Neptune rules Pisces. And so the god of Pisces, King Neptune, is the god of the sea. So that should give you a better understanding of Piscean energy. It's about the flow and the waves of the ocean. And that's not always logical, and that is not always easy to under or understand. And so there needs to be a certain amount of reflection and going within and allowing ourselves to operate outside of the realm of the logical and the linear at this time in order to make sense of reality when there's so many things in Pisces energy. So Cetus, the sea monster,